The S&P 500, the Nasdaq 100, what were we expecting on the day? If you've been here, then you kind of get a little bit of a viewpoint. Now, I'm going to go over to Twitter really quick. You might hate this, you might love this. But again, if you don't follow on Twitter, I recommend doing so. I try to keep you guys as prepared as possible when it comes to any circumstance at all times, okay? I gave this to you before open yesterday. August 28th, watch list for this week, what to expect. Obviously, the biggest day of the week is going to be Thursday with PCE. But the question is can we get, right? Can we get a little bit of love? Can we get a little bit of love going into this week, into Thursday? Now, what were we looking at? Seeing strength into open like we suspected. Can we hold 15,000? Major question is how heavy did shorts bet on last week? The big names, NVIDIA, Tesla, Meta. Could force position to cover late in the week. Focus on where we're at versus where you think we're going. And I'm going to keep going back to Twitter because I think it's very important that we understand why we're viewing things the way we are. Okay, so when I zoom out here, the question was shorts would have to start covering at some point if we broke some levels. Now everyone's talking about this head and shoulders, and I hate it. I hate the head and shoulders, but I had to let people know where we were. Now up until today, we continue to make higher lows, specifically on Friday. Right, so we get Jackson Hole. What happens on Jackson Hole? Well, it wasn't that great, right? Jackson Hole, we get that push down Thursday into Friday, right? Friday, lot of love, big buying happening, right? You get that dip and then buying into the end of Friday, into the beginning of this week. And from there, you're making higher lows the whole time. Now, the big level to watch on SPY in particular, specifically, was 444, 445, right? That invalidates the head and shoulders, right? Invalidates it. And you're invalidated now. Once you get above 444, 445, it's all go, right? All gas, no brakes. Am I right? You break above, you don't even look back all day long to the upside. So big names were watching. You know, if you weren't watching, weren't paying attention, it's all on Twitter. It was all mentioned here on the channel. The 240 mount on Tesla. Easy money to the upside. Now, before we go into anything else, I have to ask you to do two things because they're liking and subscribing because there's a big move coming, in my opinion, into Thursday, and this could shake everything up. This could possibly be a trap if you aren't paying attention to key signals that we're watching. We don't just trade one direction. We trade the upside and the downside. We are traders. We are not biased people that only trade one direction. We like to make money. Tyler, make money Wilson, not Tyler only trades downside Wilson, right? Also, too, the Discord link is down below. If you are interested, make sure you check it out. If you want to see what we're doing, how we're doing it all throughout the day, also, I encourage you, look down to see what each one gives you permission to do. Basic access, you don't have access to voice chat. So if you are a full-time trader and you want to get the most out of it, I think full access is your best bet. Looking at trades, again, I don't trade every day, but when I see opportunity, we strike, right? Everyone in Discord, right? Look at the full. This is just today, right? It's been a slow past few days, past give or take, right? But we strike, right? That's what we're looking at, right? But again, understand this isn't a signal service. It's teaching you how to look for things, teaching you every single day plays, and kind of give you a playbook in particular and how to attack this market. But you know what? A breath of fresh air. We're back in the penthouse suite doing the Lord's work. We got to put the hat on though. We're looking good, boys. I tried to give us a warning into yesterday. All jokes aside, what do we need to be paying attention to? What do we need to be playing in the market? What do we need to be watching? Now, right now, we look at SPY. You're in a breakout level. NQ, breakout level. We look at some of the big names, NVIDIA, Tesla, NVIDIA in particular, you're going to push most likely into all-time highs. Why? Because those earnings were just so sweet. They were just so succulent. They were just so juicy, right? We've been saying the sell-off on NVIDIA, a little bit uncalled for, right? So when we look at this market into Thursday, I think we have a lot of upside potential. Thursday, we also have AVGO Broadcom earnings, so be on the lookout for that. When we look at the momentum right now, it makes sense with what's happening here. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not getting too aggressive now. We've had opportunity. Meta, again, NVIDIA, Tesla, our top three names performing, killing, right? But we're coming into resistance now. Now, Nasdaq and ES, they have room. You've broken a lot of major levels. And if PCE goes well, I've already told you, I think we push into all-time highs or 52-week highs on indexes. And then most of these other names and equities probably in all-time highs. Okay, Microsoft, Apple, NVIDIA, those names in particular, AVGO as well. That's the momentum that we're on right now. But I can only say so many times. When we go into these data days, specifically PC, which is Thursday, which Powell, what did he say last week? He said, it all depends on PC and CPI, basically. If inflation data persists, we raise rates. I'm going to tell you right now, PC comes in at expectations or lower. You will start to price in. A pause, right? You'll price it in a pause for September, which ultimately will push the market up. If PC comes in higher than expected, inflation starts to persist, you'll price in immediately a 0.25. It's already like 25% priced in. It'll immediately price back in. We're going to look at yields, and we're going to look at also the dollar, but they're also painting a picture of opportunity to the upside still. We've seen them top off. We've seen them hit a brick wall, and we've seen the momentum shift back into tech and equity. So we need to understand what's happening there. But what people need to understand as well is these earnings that we've just had were still really good. Okay, Apple's going to be releasing the new iPhone. And most likely, and again, my anticipation with this new iPhone, I'm going to tell you, heard it here first. Me and Jay been saying it. I think we're going to start implementing Apple GPT into the iPhone, a new AI feature coming to the iPhone. If that gets announced, in my opinion, you heard it here first. You get your hat on, you put it on, full bull. New 52-week highs if we integrate AI into the new iPhone. You heard it here first. Keep the hat prepared. Okay, so going to the rest of the week, keep your head on a swivel. I still expect some upside. I do. Into Thursday, I do expect the upside. And then Thursday, maybe Wednesday at close tomorrow, near the end of the day yesterday, after lunch, I do anticipate a little bit of slowdown or hedging into this big day today. Because again, I still think it's up for grabs. PPI came in bad. Oil prices are still pretty high, and gas is definitely being affected. And I do believe energy prices will start to impact PC and CPI, even if it's not directly there. It will indirectly affect all supply and demand in the market. Okay, I'm gonna get back to the charts because I got some hot ones. I got some hot picks for the boys. Okay, first things first, Tesla, it's done. I wouldn't try to trade this if you're not already in it. I personally am in 2025 contracts, and I did day trade it today. But again, I'm not going to be looking to heavily day trade this right now just because we got a bulk of that move today. If we start to get above some of these massive levels like 266, and I think you have a lot of illiquidity into like 290. But until then, I do expect a little bit more slowdown. You had a really nice ascending triangle play out. It was fantastic. Meta, one of your big names. I think you got to keep your head on a swivel here. Meta, you're flipping. This stuff gets me excited, right? When we talk about levels, when we talk about action, again, it was here on Twitter. So again, if you're not on Twitter, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you, right? Because we had it all drawn out here. Meta, I told you, 298 coming. That was middle of the day today. Pushing to 298. We sat there at the end of the day. You mount this, you're pushing into 304 with ease into tomorrow. So make sure it's on your radar. Big name to be watching. Okay. AVGO, you have earnings, but this is a must watch. Okay. 889, you're probably pushing into 900. If AVGO has good earnings, which they most likely will, but I'm not going to bet on them, you're going to push all-time highs. You're going to break out of 920. You probably push to 1,000. Keep them on your target. Be watching, right? Netflix doing its thing. Google, not interested. Amazon, definitely interested. Amazon is one of those names you need to be watching. So Amazon, I don't think it's really, this is when you don't want to trade it. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now. Okay, you're weekly right there. Okay, so this is your 200 weekly moving average, the green dotted line. Above this line, you're trading it into around 136, 137. Below this line, it's a no trade. You do not trade it underneath this. You do not trade at least to the upside. You trade it to the downside if you want to. So if you hold this 200 SMA, put it on your chart, 200 daily or 200 weekly moving average, or the simple moving average, whatever one you want to use, that's the one. Right? If you hold it, you're pushing up. Big name, got to be watching it. Definitely love to see it. Bitcoin also had a really big push today. I'm not super interested. I know you guys are going to love coin. I'm just not interested. If coin starts to break out above 90, you have upside room. Till then, not interested. Apple, man, Apple. Big name here. Big name here. A lot of people are loving this one right now. A lot of anticipation as well into the iPhone. You got to start getting above 185.8, 186. Above 186, you have room all the way back into 190, possibly even higher, but it's just illiquid into 190. Keep it on your radar. Really great name. NVIDIA. Now, I said Tesla. I think that road has the ship has sailed. But NVIDIA. You had my curiosity, but now you got my attention. NVIDIA is an absolute dog. And I'm not talking about the bad one that you keep in the back of your portfolio that they teach you in finance school. I'm talking about Ray Lewis, okay? He comes out of that tunnel slipping and sliding, right? You're like, that guy might absolutely murder someone, and I'm here to see it. NVIDIA is that guy. He is him. He is that dog. NVIDIA, I tried to warn you guys. I told you, over 464. I've been telling you. It was in the newsletter. Mounted, pushed up as well. You get over 490 here, you hold 490 into tomorrow. Ground control to Major Tom, because this thing might absolutely erupt. Over 490, you're most likely pushing into all-time highs, and these things are going to be absolutely juiced. I'm talking Ronnie Coleman in his prime, okay? So that's what we're looking at there. Those are my biggest names. That's what I'm watching. Now, to wrap this up, give you a quick little closing thoughts, little closing arguments. I plead the fifth, Judge, okay? Again, to justify this move that we're seeing, a lot of stuff that I'm watching, again, is the risk-off, risk-on signals. The dollar today, hammered back down towards the 200 SMA, coming back into previous resistance. It makes sense what's happening, right? All the indicators are moving in tandem together, right? Dollar moving back into support, which was previously resistance. Yields, what's happening here? We look at the 2-year, really big drop on the day, right? The 5-year drop, 10-year drop, 30-year drop. They're all moving down with what's happening in the market. So we're just seeing a little bit of action, a little bit of flipping, right? And primarily with this big move that we saw in SPY and Qs, it was shorts having to cover or get out of positions based on where you're at in the market. Hate it, love it, what it is. I don't really care what you comment down below. I'd love to answer your questions, but I don't care. People keep telling me, Tyler, you got to stay bearish. You got to stay bullish. You got to stay one side. I'm not a one-trick pony, right? I actually trade this market, believe it or not. Like these other guys, you know what? Bring me Jumbotron. We need to close this out hot, right? Right? Bring me on the chart. I don't even care. Yeah. Allie, bring me Jumbo. Okay. Yeah, Jumbo. A little bit smaller, though. Look, I'm not even going to do a hard edit on this video. A lot of these guys on YouTube, I encourage you guys to really think about it. Be honest with yourselves. Is playing one side the way to go? Or is looking at the underlying trend? Looking at what's happening within the market. Hopefully you're learning things along the way when you're here. I try to map everything out so you understand what's happening in my head and kind of how I'm attacking the market. I try not to just say random things. If you have questions, I always try to answer them down below as well. Stop being tunnel visioned in this market. If you're a day trader, you do not care too much about what's going to happen in a month. Because you're not swinging like that. And right now in this market, you shouldn't be swinging too much unless you're going for 2025 contracts. Those are the only ones you can swing right now because you're not in a clear uptrend. Okay, we can all agree on that. You don't know what's going to happen at the next data reading, and Powell even told you on Friday. He says anything and everything can change overnight based on what? Based on data. And so all these guys out there, they can't give you honest opinions on what's happening out there. They just can't. Now I'll agree, oil is trending up. And it's probably going to cause issues at PCE, and I won't have a very large position open to that. I'll have a data position for 2025, but that's it. So understand that visual viewpoint of it. And I try to be as honest as possible when I'm wrong. When I'm wrong on a stock pick, I say, guys, I was wrong. Netflix Head and Shoulders, you had to break down, but you didn't get the follow through. I was wrong on that, right? That's a very important part that we have to come to terms with. So I encourage you guys, seek transparency. Ask for it. In this market, ask for it, because a lot of these guys, it's like their reputation's online. Like, oh my god, I make all my money from YouTube. And guys, at the end of the day, I try to give you guys the best content possible. Try to give you the most honest content possible. That's why I give you the newsletter. That's why I give you on Twitter. That's why I give you all of it, right? Yes, there's Discord, but if you want to do this, if you want to be a part of this, I give you all the resources for free as well. You just have to put in a lot more work, right? Because it's not being spoon fed to you. Understand it. And I got it, guys. Look, people are gonna love me. People are going to hate me. But at the end of the day, I'll tell you what. I don't need you guys to agree with me to make money. I don't need you guys to donate to make money. I love you guys for subscribing. I really do. I want to help you succeed. That's why I have all the free tools. But I don't need it. At the end of the day, I don't. Because at the end of the day, I'm an absolute dog. And when I say something, you know, I nut up because I don't shut up. Because we're the best in the game. Tyler, make money, Wilson. Legally changed it already. Piece of paper, been written. Understand, the best, they don't talk the talk, they walk the walk. They show up on the field and the crowd goes wild. And I appreciate you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll be live 10:30 a.m. Central on the dot. You want to be there? Probably mentioning plays every single day, absolutely free, because I love you. Because the GOAT loves his people.